So if you're wondering how, as an adult, somebody else might be able to make comments on my medical file, it's because she pretends to be my mother. When she married my father, when I was in my like 1920, she took our name. Now her name is not ours. It has no history. She's not my mother, and she never spent any real time getting to know my illnesses. So she knows nothing about my health care or what to do with my health. She knows absolutely nothing. She hasn't listened to me. She hasn't talked to me. She has not seen any of my injuries in the last 25 years. This person came in right when my mother passed away at 20, when this was supposed to be handled. And then she now is just sucking and vacationing and trying to use up my father's money and trying to push as much family away as possible so none of this gets handled. She is definitely trying to push away my father's daughter, who's like really old and really did a lot for him, my father's other son, my father's grandson, and me. She's trying to push all of us out so she can just have her fun with him. Now, I gave my father's phone number, and only him, to be given information. I never gave permission for any Alice to be contacted or give any advice on my file. I even told all my doctors, if a Alice calls and tries to give any advice on my medical file, call the authorities and call me right away, because that's a crime and I need it reported. Because she has no permission to change or make any changes or give any information to my doctors, because it is criminal. Whatever she's saying are lies that will get me hurt. She has not spoken with me. She has not seen my injuries. She was not there during my childhood. She has not spoken with the doctors. She has not spoken with any of the hundreds of doctors I saw from age 5 on. She knows absolutely nothing. She has not spoken with me. All she does is feed into a fantasy and make up stories. And we got to make sure things are based off of real, proven evidence, not bullshit that people make up in their head. Like, for instance, because I'm on the ground unconscious does not mean I'm on drugs. But a lot of times they'll put on your file, looked like he was on drugs on arrival, because you were unconscious on the ground. But then when you give them urine, blood, and hair, and they find no drugs for the last years in your system, because the hair goes back further, but the rest doesn't, then all of a sudden they go, whoa, what, you're not on drugs, so what happened? What do you mean I'm not on drugs? Where did drugs come into this? Oh, we have a report on your intake that they thought there might be drugs. Why? Why did they think there might have been drugs when I was unconscious bleeding on the ground? Well, we don't know why. That's just what it says. Uh-huh. Well, this is how people get hurt. While you guys are doing blood samples, urine samples, and hair samples to check for drugs, what did you do about the kidneys and the black urine I reported when I came conscious? Oh, well, nothing. We just checked you for drugs and released you. Oh, and was there any drugs in my system? No. No, there was no drugs involved. So what care did you give me? Well, we checked you for drugs. I told you there was no drugs, and I came clean for drugs. So what else have you done? I did not ask you to test me for drugs. I am clean for drugs. You have tested my blood, my urine, and my hair. What else are you going to do about the real problem why I'm here? I cannot walk, and I'm being found unconscious on the side of the road. What have you done to look into this? Nothing. 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 Why? Because assholes like my aunt, my mother, and my father keep on putting up walls to get me hurt. So now I have to die before I'm 40, suffer some more, meanwhile vomit every morning, bleed into places I shouldn't be bleeding. I can't walk, I can't feed myself, and I've lost every part of my body that I wanted to keep. I had parts of my body taken from me before I was 10 years old. And if I don't get treatment soon, I am going to do something about this. I'm going to go and lose everything. I'm going to go to Florida, get treated for the GI, and then I'm coming back up here with an attorney or whatever tools I can do to make this right. And then I will die in peace. But this is not going to get cured by fucking me. Doctors can circle up and play with me. You can burn me. You can play with me. You can make stories up about me. You can manipulate me. You can use me. You can have me clean your house, mow your lawn while injured. You can let me bleed internally while everybody else cries around me. I can bleed in front of customers and fall, and everybody sees it while the doctors and my family pretend like it's a game. because they're not looking. They're not spending any time. The people, friends and coworkers and people who spend at least 30 minutes getting to know me and see me, oh, they know it's real. But the doctors, they don't see me. They don't ever even talk to me. They come in for 5 minutes, they pull some bullshit, and then they leave. Well, we had a report that that the EMTs thought you might be on drugs. Why would they think that? I was unconscious on the ground. We don't know, but you're all fine. We found no drugs in your hair, no drugs in your urine, no drugs in your blood. We found no drugs in your system going back years, so you're fine to be released. Are you fucking an idiot? Are these doctors fucking idiots with doing this shit? I didn't come in here for drugs. The drugs were not part of this. I was found on the side of the road, bloody, unconscious. That's what I'm in the emergency room for. Why have you not tested me for any of that stuff? Oh, because you read something from 10 years ago from my old mother, and then I had a stepmother who doesn't know me call and pretend to be my mother. That's why? Go fuck yourself.